Hi guys, I'm Michael Bowden from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a big fan of filmsforprizes.com and I've entered a lot of contests myself. So far I've won 4 grand prize contests for Snickers, budget rental car, Tic Tac, Pretzel Crisps, and some secondary prizes as well, which have totaled over 65 grand. Well, I started doing this as a hobby, and I mean, it's still a hobby of mine. I have a job, I sit in a cubicle, you know. But it's certainly turned into almost a second job. But I don't consider it work because it's fun. I studied sound recording technology. I also worked in a couple recording studios. But as far as the film aspect, I've kind of picked that up on my own. When I first started, I was using, let me see here, this camera, just a regular digital camera. And then I had a flip camera, which wasn't even the HD one. But now I use a Canon HF100. It's HD. It's still not overly professional, but hey, working the way up, and it's about reinvesting into it. If you watch my videos, mostly the acting's been done by me. I'm certainly not an actor. I haven't had any formal training, but it seems to be a lot of it is a one-man show, mostly because these are produced under 15, 20 hours, etc. But I'm certainly, as the production gets higher, I'm gonna certainly ask more people, probably my friends, to join on. My favorite movies, I'd have to say 2 of them would be Jurassic Park and Toy Story. Excellent films. I'm not a filmmaker, but I am a musician. And especially with my contest, if you watch, the major reason they won is because of the jingle. I really want to try to bring back the jingle. And I've really been interested in making commercials and in the advertising industry. So I think this has certainly helped me at least raise some eyebrows at Madison Avenue. What motivated me was a little bit of both, as far as being, I mean, certainly we probably wouldn't do it if it weren't for the prizes, but I definitely love the challenge. I love writing songs for products, for anything really. Additional perks to these contests have definitely been the exposure. In the Snickers contest, I was flown out to perform live at the Hollywood House of Blues in front of guest judge Nick Lachey. I've also been on MTV, Entertainment Tonight, E! And Access Hollywood, also on people.com, and definitely some of the local radio stations in Maine and Massachusetts as well. So it's been a ride. I think my favorite film that I've produced was my Tic Tac film. I'm racing a cat to a Tic Tac. Gotta beat the cat to the Tic Tac was the line, and that one came to me because they woke me up really early, and I don't do well in the morning. And I think that was my favorite concept for a video. The film that I'm most proud of is definitely the latest film that I've worked on. A buddy of mine, Matteo Forgione, and I put this together. It's called Farmers Get Crackin' with Wonderful Pistachios commercial. It's currently top 10 in the Wonderful Pistachios Get Crackin' contest, which you can actually vote for. You can see a link in the upper right-hand corner here. But the reason I'm definitely the most proud of this one is because we spent so much time on this video. It has the jingle, but it has the silliness of the chickens running around. I mean, it's singing chickens. How can you not love that, right? And at the end, I get egged, which, we had to do a few takes of that. So it was definitely the most fun, and I think that's the biggest thing, having fun with it. My greatest challenge actually was working with the chickens. They're extremely fast, unpredictable. They are extremely camera shy, and I'll tell you that those girls are divas. I mean, we had to make sure they had their water and everything. It was very tough to keep them happy. Tips that I can offer you, 2 things. One is really ask yourself, what is the point of this contest? Every contest, it's really to get out there and to make the product known. So really build a focus around the product. Attack the demographic. For example, in the Wonderful Pistachio contest, our chickens video, Farmers Get Crackin', really attacks children as well as adults. It's a broad spectrum. So that's the first. Second is people don't understand this or really think about it, but taxes. Really factor in, when you win these contests, factor in your taxes, because otherwise, you know, come April, you're going to get slammed. A lot of people have asked me how I got the chickens to say "get crackin'." Well, can we roll that clip? Get crackin'! So how I got the chickens to yell "get crackin'" or sing, if you want to call it that, was definitely video editing. I use Sony Vegas Pro 8, and in the program I was able to cut and reverse the video. So essentially, when you have the "get crackin'," there's, you know, 3 syllables there. So you really have to say, okay, well, watch your own mouth and say, how do I animate this with the chicken? I mean, they're not going to do this, and you'd be lucky to get 1 frame. Actually, it took about 3-4 hours just to get a yawn, and it was about a motion that did this. So basically what I did was I took the initial start of the phrase. Here, I'll turn it. Can you see that there? Does that make right there? Okay. So I started the video, had a little bit, and then cut it, reversed it, brought it back down, and then had it go again a little further for the crack, and then back down again, reverse, same process, and then the and then he kind of does the head tilt. You'll see it in the clip. The biggest thing here is timing, and also when you cut and splice and do the reverse, it almost seems mechanic. It doesn't seem natural, because it seems like people, when they see a pattern, they catch on quick. Hey, that's not natural. But what I did to kind of add even dramatic effect was I artificially zoomed in the program on each syllable to enunciate it, because in this contest, that's really what they wanted to hit, that slogan, the "get crackin'," and I think it worked out. It didn't look so mechanical, and it's definitely in your face. I mean, this guy's yelling at you. She's yelling at you, rather. So I learned how to use Sony Vegas mostly by trial and error, a lot of error, and also going on YouTube. Like I said, it's a great resource. A lot of tutorials on there, some not so good, but you know, you can really learn from some professionals, and that's what I've done. But I think the core principles of editing I learned from going to school at UMass Lowell in sound recording. I've jumped from program to program, mostly in audio, but the principles are essentially the same. At least it gave me a core foundation to do some reading, to search and learn. So I'd like to thank Matthew from filmsforprizes.com. It's been a pleasure, and thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for listening to me, and good luck making your films.